This morning on Sunrise, they were joined by Sodunke Oludotun, who is the President, Association of Tutorial School Operators. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Chibali.
Well, you have been leading protest over this JAMB's new policy on admission for this session. What's the bone of contention?
The bone of contention is that the JAMB registrar, possibly with some VC and so-called policymakers, came together, and suddenly created a qualification before qualification. They were trying to prune them down. The normal thing, the normal, expectation is that once you score 200 and above, you are expected, to qualify to sit for post-JAMB.
When you say suddenly, what does that mean?
They just came out and they announced. In fact, they didn't announce. That's the funny thing. They didn't announce. Our heirs were on ground there with them, so we got the first-hand information
in JAMB,
Unilag, and other universities. My members are everywhere. So when I got the information, I said, "This is crazy. That it can't be possible. That this cannot be possible." So we waited till Tuesday. They introduced the sales of post-UTME in Unilag, and some student that scored 200 and above, got the payment advice through the bank.
What exactly is the policy?
The policy is, with your 200 and above, you may not be qualified to sit for post-JAMB.
On what grounds?
We don't know. It's shrouded in secrecy. What they wanted to do was to do all these things without telling anybody. Did they call any press conference that there's a change? Did they inform anybody that there's a change? No.
Okay, hold on. I think I want you to start all over again. The policy before now was that if you score 200 and above, you are qualified to sit for post-JAMB.
Yes.
When did they start this policy?
Well, they started since the time they started, what's it called?
Post-UTME.
When they started post-UTME.
Okay, so what happens is that if you score 200 and above, if you apply to, say, University of Lagos, if University of Lagos was your first choice,
yes,
you get to sit for post-JAMB in University of Lagos. What if you had another university as your second choice?
No. The man at the ends of affair now, Professor Dubois Jerinde, who runs the place like it's private property, has already removed second choice. There's no more second choice. It's only one choice. The way they are treating this youth is unfair.
Okay, so you are only allowed to pick one university and apply to it. So there's no second choice.
No second choice.
So if you do not get 200 and above, it means you did not pass, right?
That's the meaning now.
That's the meaning.
Normally, if you did not score 200 and above,
yes,
right, you just accept your fate. Right? You may look for a school that will take 180. Of course, once you score less than 180, you try to aim at polytechnic or other institution. That has been the method. You understand?
So that policy, the reason I'm asking this is because it would seem that it's changed significantly from when we entered university.
Yes, of course.
So, okay, then moving forward now, you say that it would seem that they're taking away that choice as well. That if you score 200, what happens?
Now, if you score 200,
yes,
they introduce a policy called eligibility policy.
Okay, what does that mean?
That is to prune the number of candidates that score 200 and above, to prune them down, so that like in Unilag now, about 30-something thousand score 200 and above. So what JAMB is saying is that the space available in Unilag is about 4,000 for admission.
Is that correct or not?
No, because they are going to put their diploma students.
Okay.
You understand? So they had to cut it down to 4,000 for JAMB. It's correct for JAMB. It's correct. It's correct. Now JAMB is now saying that, why are we going to allow university to sell post-JAMB form to 30,000 and above students? So let's cut them down to about 9,000, so that only 9,000 will sit post-JAMB.
Okay, so what is this eligibility about?
That's the eligibility.
What do you have to have for you to qualify for that?
That is one of the things. That is one of the things we don't know, because some students score 250 and they are not eligible. Some score 280. I have a student that scored 265 that is not eligible. And I have a student from Kogi that scored maybe 210 that is eligible.
What are the grounds?
The less educational development area, catchment area at this level. And what we're even saying is that all these things should not be introduced at this level. Let those that score 200 and above, let all of them sit for
Let me get clarification on the catchment areas and ELDS, as you say. Let me start today.
Chamberlain, what we are saying is that that is already in the normal admission. When they sit with 200, when they sit for post-JAMB, right, after sitting for post-JAMB, the school will still consider that. Like the 9,000 now, that we eventually, that they want to use now, that they want to use in Unilag now, that will sit for post-JAMB now, they will still consider all these ELDS, all these catchments again.
Is there anything wrong with that?
What we are saying is that with 200, let all of them sit for post-JAMB. If I sit for an exam and the total mark is 400 and I score 200, I think that is a pass mark. And with a pass mark, I should be qualified to go to the next level. That you are leading me with 50 marks does not mean you are going to lead me eventually. That Man U is leading with 10-0, excuse me, in first half, right? Does not mean Man U is going to win Chelsea in second half. Yeah. Allow them to come in for second half.
That's a completely different analogy.
Well,
it doesn't apply.
Well, I think it applies because it's first stage and second stage.
No, okay. This is two different things.
But look at it from, have you thought about the fact that JAMB might just be trying to make things a lot easier? I mean, if you have 30,000 writing post-UME and there's only space for 4,000, is it not fair enough to say, let the 30,000 not pay for post-UME form? Let only 9,000 pay. Let the other 30,000 be spread out, because is that not part of their policy?
No, that's that. If you are not part of their new policy,
Okay, so what's wrong with the new policy?
That is what we are fighting against. What we are saying is that it's ill-timed.
How do you mean it's
ill-timed? You know, it's ill-timed. It is coming in. You would have asked me, how did we find ourselves in this 30,000, 70,000 thing? JAMB was selling form to these students. When JAMB was selling form and sold form to the tune of 1.4, 1.5 million forms, 4,600 each. Were they not thinking of this? 1, 2. These students sat for this exam. They already know, everybody knows that Unilag is 200 and above. Some schools, they are 180 and above. Some students that chose schools of 180, when they saw their result that, okay, I scored 200 and above, they bought change of institution form from Unilag, from JAMB, sold by JAMB, and they sold this form to them. They saw in their record that these people are too many.
When was
Why didn't they stop
when did they sell the form to them?
That was about 3 months ago.
That's a change of institution form.
3 months ago, they sold it to, say, about 400,000 students, 2,500 naira. Please multiply it. After selling that, and the students have changed, and they have their plan towards the particular school that they have changed to. JAMB did not stop them then. Now you are now stopping them. You are now imposing schools on them. They have their text. Go and check their text. You will see private universities being sent to them that you can now sit your post-JAMB in social university. Private universities from Lagos, you have been asked to go to the north, to Maiduguri. Who will go and study in Maiduguri?